everyone, thank you very much for joining us on Mission Admission, Mission Impossible, the show which helps you with the admission process. Another 2 days and you should be hearing of the second cutoff list from Delhi University, but many worry, is there a second cutoff list in the offing? Well, the Mumbai admissions too will soon begin, so joining us on the show from Mumbai, Ketki Angre, and she'll be speaking to some students from 10th standard perhaps, who are really looking at the cutoffs now and worried about it already. And Pratibha Jolly joins us from the South Campus right here in the capital from Venkateshwara College. And in the studio to answer all your questions, to have your doubts clarified, we have the principal of Miranda House right here, Pratibha Jolly. Good morning, ma'am, and thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, but of course, we will go to Ketki and Pratibha to figure out what really students are looking at this point. But ma'am, if we look at just 2 more days and the second, in fact, tomorrow evening you should be sending the list to the university on the first cutoff list. Where do things stand? Are we already full?
This has been an incredible year and it's all beyond expectations. We had very high cutoffs and in most courses we have over-admitted. It's worrisome.
And the entire new admission process says that there isn't really a number. You have to take as many students who fit into the cutoffs. That is a very strange situation to say that you're packed beyond capacity and you just have to keep welcoming more students.
Exactly, and this has been traditionally the practice. I think it's high time that we don't just reboot, but we change completely the operating system. As you already had said, the problem will be with the infrastructure, and over-admission means that somewhere the quality of education is going to suffer tremendously.
Right. If I'm looking at the Miranda House cutoffs, of course, economic honors is the highest, 94 to 96. So right now you're saying that there won't be a second cutoff list, at least in such flagship courses?
Absolutely. In economics, there's just no chance of a second cutoff. What's going to happen is that some colleges might lower the cutoff by say 1 mark, which is 0.25%, and then the musical chair begins. But if I look at our percentage vis-a-vis, let's say, Hansraj and Hindu and SRCC, I suspect if they're going to come up with the second list, so where are these students going to move on to?
Right. In fact, one of our reporters was speaking to some principals, and they were saying that why doesn't the university look at proper evening courses? Of course, there's a big perception about the day colleges and the evening colleges, and they don't come onto the same platform. Why is that? Shouldn't we be exploring such an options, considering the crunch we really are looking at? On one hand, we had about probably 200 or 250 95%ers last year. This time we have 5 times the number. So,
well, before we jump on to the possibility of starting evening colleges where none exist, probably we need to look at the possibility of a more rational admission policy. And that's where, we need to think from basic principles if this policy is working for us in changing times when a larger and larger number of students is coming with very high scores.
Right. In fact, I have a question on my social page where Balaji is asking, saying that for a student who applies in one college, is also applying in another college, and if they are a 95%ers and they are fitting into this category, so they're going to get seats in both colleges. That is very unfair for somebody else. Of course, the student is going to choose one seat.
Yeah, they're not applying to all the colleges this year.
Okay.
Through the pre-admission form, they were that was an expression of interest. And on one sheet, you could opt for as many courses in as many colleges. So the pre-admission process was not an application. It was merely a registration of interest. And now if a student qualifies and is above a cutoff, then that student can approach a college and apply to a single college at one instance.
Which is what the admission process is meant to be, which is why we have the colleges giving the cutoffs first, and then we have students applying. But what's really changed in terms of, has the admission process become simpler? Will students be able to have will many of them, of course, the second cutoff in a lot of colleges which will come will be more realistic. So will a lot of students finally get a seat is the worry?
It's very difficult to hypothesize at this particular stage. What changed was for the colleges. they have to decide the cutoffs, and that's based on a perceptual model. It's based on past experience, and it's based on some form of data analysis of the marks that the students have got.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.